mama, I made it to Forbes.
So a video has just come out, well I say just, over the weekend. Arnold did a seminar at the Arnold Classic South Africa, basically touched on drug testing. Now when I say touched on, he's pro drug testing for bodybuilding. Now obviously every man and his dog has posted a video, they've shared it, they've commented. I've just watched a video by Nick Strength and Power, and he kind of took the angle from obviously the different federations and being on the fence and water and this and that and the other. But let's be real. How can Arnold himself, per se, even bring up or even stipulate an argument regarding bodybuilding and steroids and testing when he openly admits, not just in his biography, but his autobiography, of how many Dianabol he was popping a day? It's the hypocrisy of what he's saying is ridiculous. Without steroids, there isn't bodybuilding. It's just men's physique at best. You'd struggle to have men with really good genetics to even get in a classic physique style shape. So I understand where Nick Strength and Power was coming from, and I understand the administrative side of it. But with regards to the nitty gritty of it, actual fucking drug testing in bodybuilding is pointless. So I just want to read some quotes that Arnold made from this seminar, because obviously for legal reasons and copyright we can't post what he actually said. So I'll just read out what Arnold actually said. There's a lot of people that have the feeling that if they take drugs, then that will enhance their performance. But what happens is that if you think that you take 2 pills, it will help you. And then there are guys that will say, okay, if I take 10, it's 5 times as good. And then they go and overdose. Okay, so I get what he's saying is, obviously some people do it with just normal day-to-day medication. They'll pop 1 paracetamol or an aspirin and think, my headache's really bad, but, I've popped 1 half an hour ago, it's not gone, let's pop 4 more. Do you know what I mean? I understand that aspect. I understand that you need to have restraint with the amount and the quantity, and basically do your fucking research on what you're saying and what you're taking and how much you need to take. But that again is down to the person and the individual who's using these steroids, whether it is oral, whether it's injectable, whether it's growth hormone, whatever it is, whether it's SARMs, it's down to that individual to do the research. So another quote he made, which everybody's just jumping on, he said, "It's called bodybuilding, not body destroying. We don't want to destroy the body, we want to build the body, and we want to build health, and we want to build fitness, and we want to build longevity." Now, recently, as of about 12 months ago, Arnold was in for heart surgery. Now, I am not for 1 second saying his past steroid use has any effect on his heart or later on in life, but let's be fucking real about it. Because from personal experience, personal steroid use, I have had what's known as a bilateral pulmonary embolism. And that was from taking far too much. I was on, basically my cycle was sus, Deca, then I stepped it to Tren. I was on Tren Enanthate. I was then popping oxymethylone. And it was actually the oral tablet that fucked me up and put, I basically had peppered blood clots throughout my lungs. That put a strain on one side of my heart because my lung function wasn't working. I'm now on blood thinners for life, thyroid tablets for life. So for anybody out there who wants to say, oh, steroids aren't that bad, it's bullshit. Of course they fucking are. Anything that you're putting in your body that wasn't designed to go in your body isn't good for the body. Let's be fucking real about it. So I understand where everybody's coming from, but what pisses me off is when Arnold knowingly took steroids, knowingly did that to get to the position where he's at, and is now later on in life suffering from some consequences from it. And I don't believe for 1 second that his younger steroid use hasn't affected him later on in life. Let's not take away from that. And let's not take away from the fact that every current bodybuilder is only doing now what he did back then. The only problem with today's bodybuilders is they have more at hand and it's so readily available. So you can, whereas Arnold probably was taking, I don't know, maybe Test 300 and some D-ball back in the day, because a lot of shit wasn't even available back then. It was never even heard of or chemically created back then. Whereas nowadays, you've got specific cycles to do specific things. So you can have a bulking cycle, you can have a shredding cycle, whether you're taking Winstrol or Tren, whatever you're taking, everything's readily available. So for him to then criticise current bodybuilders and say, look, you're supposed to be building your body, not destroying it. Obviously, he's made references in the past and called people out on stage like Rolly Winkler about the bubble gut and asking people to do a vacuum and they struggle to fucking do it. So it's really hard to have an opinion on it and not fall into a bias category for or against, because I understand what he's saying. I do understand what the angle he's coming from. It's just really fucking flippant of him to say that, given how that created his career. If it wasn't for bodybuilding, he would not have become an actor. He would have not got those roles. He only got those roles to start out with because of his physique. His acting ability, even to today, is shit. Let's be honest. He ain't winning no bloody Oscars. So, I don't know, it's just, I'm really, really on the fence with this. And my honest opinion on if it should happen or go ahead, fuck no. Fuck no. What is the point? What is the point? If he just wants his shows to be a certain type of look and a certain type of group up to, say, a classic physique, then he has the power to change his shows. He can say, right, the Arnold Classic South Africa is now up to classic. There's no men's open. We're even getting rid of the 212. Do you know what I mean? He has the power to do that. But for them to throw out drug testing, and don't think for 1 second, guys, it's not just open and the 212 that are popping gear. It is men's physique. It is classic physique. It is women's bikini. So don't think that even bikini aren't popping Anavar and Winstrol and all the other shit that for cutting and dropping, or clenbuterol, whatever they're doing to try and drop weight and look a particular way. Don't think it's just the big dudes that are popping stuff. Everybody else, even the smaller guys, are popping stuff to lose body fat, and that all falls into the steroid category. Now, another thing I want to touch on is apparently they did do random drug testing at the Arnold South Africa. So, where are the fucking results then, Arnold? You're saying that you've done random tests on who? What category? Was it the men's open? Was it the bikini? Was it the junior athletes? I mean, I understand maybe doing it with the juniors because there was a lot of junior shows. Maybe that does need to be regimented and obviously reined in to keep those guys safe and protected until they're at an age where they can make a better judgment call on taking steroids and they've got a foundation of muscle and a routine set. I would always advise anybody under the age of 21 never to take steroids. There's just really no point. There's no point. You've not built a foundation of muscle or experience in the gym. Your diet's probably shit. So maybe if he's regimenting and the random testing is for the juniors, 100% stand by it. I'm sure everybody else would. But I just don't understand why he said that they've even done random testing at the Arnold South Africa when no results have been posted anywhere. Who's even doing the tests? Is that an internal thing? Is it an external? Do they have somebody who's not biased doing the testing? Where are the results being posted? It's hypocrisy at its best. So my honest opinion on it, do we honestly think, A, there's gonna be testing in bodybuilding? Fuck no. B, do you honestly think that Arnold is gonna put that in the Arnold Classic? Fuck no. Not at all. Because there would be no Arnold Classic. How the fuck is Big Ramy, Rolly Winkler, any of these guys going to rock up to an Arnold Classic knowing they're going to get drug tested and still get out on stage? It's not going to happen. They might not be popping the greatest amount of fucking gear at that particular time for that show. But let's bear in mind, the Arnold Classics aren't that close to the Mr. Olympia. So they're probably peak cycle when they're actually at these shows. So if he wants to kill off his own Arnold Classic, yeah, crack on, kid. But it's not going to fucking happen. I think it's just to stir the pot in bodybuilding. It seems every year he'll make a bold statement, and then it sort of gets the cogs going again on talking about bodybuilding. All the forums fire up again. Everybody's talking about steroids. Everybody's talking about bubble guts, and it sort of builds up a hype for bodybuilding. And this happens year in, year out. This subject has been dragged through the mud for the last 20, 30 years. So I'm going to nib it in the bud now. It's not going to fucking happen. I can't see it happening. If it is, comment below. Let me know. Honest opinions, guys. Do you think, A, we should have testing? And B, do you think it'll even happen? Let me know. Comment below, guys. I love you. I'm sorry this was 10 minutes long. I hope you all have an awesome day. Peace.